Tommy Two Streets. How are you?
Fair at best.
May we begin?
I'm just kidding. Welcome to another episode of Thank You for Your Services podcast. This podcast is established and made and created by us two.
Yeah.
For all of you.
Mostly Tommy.
Well,
he does a lot of the labor work into it.
We got a doer and we got a maker.
Yeah.
He's a creative.
Yep.
I'm operations.
Yes.
If I could stop stuttering, that would be
We're
really
kind of
cool
like
too.
Krang from Ninja Turtles.
Okay, I accept that. Ooh, possible sticker idea in the future. Who knows?
That's a great idea.
Wow, live on mic too.
Live on mic.
We made this podcast so that we could talk to each other after all these years and years and years together.
It's more so other people can hear us talk to each other. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, one of us, both of us really, had the bright idea to put it on recording.
Yeah, it was more of one of us.
Well, we both wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Did we not?
We did. We sure did. Originally, we were going to call it Boogers and Bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I think we say that almost every episode.
No, we've said it before. I wouldn't say every, but here we are. All 38 episodes later.
Yeah. So
fucking go us.
So to the 15 of you that are listening every week and watching, thank you for your services.
Indubitably.
This podcast is dedicated to you, the working people of the world, those in the military, our friends.
The military, they can keep it. But that's just me.
Well, that is my working world, so
it's true.
It is
Fair
kind
enough.
of nice to... Because, being in the military isn't just dodging bullets and climbing high walls and being mean all the time. It's pretty much working a 9-to-5 job. We are considered a professional military in peacetime now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's sort of interesting. It's actually very boring now that I think about it. Nobody wants to hear about peacetime military.
I don't see the point.
The point... you could consider peacetime...
Civilian. I don't understand.
Yeah, I guess you could consider
military
peacetime. We're not actively in a war
Thank
with
God.
certain countries. Yeah, because there really hasn't been anything too crazy going on besides obviously Ukraine and Russia. But
It's pretty.
until they want us,
pretty bad.
Yeah, until they want us in there,
We'll just keep giving them money.
we'll just kind of give them money, give them support along the borders. But other than that.
And we got these nice neighbors of ours with their flags.
Oh,
So that's really,
the I Stand with Ukraine flags?
yeah, and all the celebrities like Garth
Garth, yeah.
and all the other good ones.
All the other good ones, yeah.
Thank God they're doing what they're doing. Seriously, what would they fucking do without that?
Dude, I gotta ask. I sent Tommy a video. What was that? 2 days ago, of the hardcore guy. So, for those of you who don't know, maybe it's your first time listening in. I grew up going to punk shows. I guess you could say a lot of hardcore shows when we were younger. Me mostly like Philly punk shows. Used to go to like fucking squatter houses and shit to go see punk bands and all kinds of weird shit. But Tommy over here has been active in the hardcore scene for most of his life now. And I thought he would think this video was really funny of a hardcore guy breaking edge. It wasn't real. It was obviously scripted, acted. And I thought, I've been watching it all week. And I thought it was hilarious. I don't remember his name at the moment. But it's
good.
It was posted on the Reddit hardcore subreddit. And
you want to know where you made mistake number one? Or
sure.
You wanna
go ahead.
Going? You're on Reddit looking for
you
hardcore.
Don't like... So Reddit... You have Reddit, right?
I have it for the podcast, actually.
Oh, okay. So...
Because there's
Reddit has an algorithm like anything else. So it'll be like things you may like, and then those subreddits will pop up into your main feed.
So there's many helpful subreddits.
There
like
are.
I've called before, it's like Nerd Google.
It is. Yeah.
I've learned a lot of podcast shit because of Reddit.
Reddit's
for
amazing.
free.
Yeah, Reddit's
So
fantastic.
It's
dude.
pretty helpful in that regard, but as far as hardcore, I don't know how useful it is.
I would say
I simply don't know.
So half of the people on there take it very seriously.
Oh, weird.
The other half are complete trolls who are also in the hardcore scene. So sometimes that sucks. I also follow the thrash metal subreddit, and those guys and girls are awesome. There's not really any
Those
trolls. Yeah, you're right. Those people are very awesome. They don't really troll anybody. Because like somebody posted a bit, I'm very innocent on Reddit. Like
you were on Tinder.
Oh God, on Tinder. Oh,
You're just a civilian.
I was innocent on Tinder. I didn't know anything on Tinder. I didn't know how to talk to anybody. I still don't know how to. Thank God I'm married. I have no idea how to talk to people in the dating world.
And how?
But I thought you did pretty good on Tinder, right?
No.
Oh, you did bad on Tinder?
No, it's a useless app.
I wouldn't say useless. I had some really good times on there.
I guess it worked for you. I matched with one.
Wow.
I had some. I had some matches here and there. I met one of them ever, and then I dated her for 8 months.
That was her.
That one time. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know you met on Tinder. Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. It worked for you.
In theory, it did serve a purpose.
That's what I'm saying. So I met some very nice ladies on Tinder. I also met some that didn't exactly look how their picture looked.
Are you fucking kidding me? No way.
Dude, okay.
You're pulling my leg.
I gotta say, oh God, do I want to call these people out? Okay, I'll call this one girl out because she was bonkers. So it's like this cute like redhead, and I'm like, talking with her and everything, and she's like, oh well, let's meet up at the King of Prussia Mall.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, let me get on a fucking plane.
What is that, like 40 minutes away? That's not bad.
No,
and
actually it might be.
I got nervous about things because I like meeting in public because Lord knows what I'm walking into. This was the second Tinder girl I ever went on a date with, I'll say.
That you saw?
That I saw, yeah. So I get there. She's pretty big.
Oh.
A lot bigger than her picture. That is so loud every
it's
time.
It's never right.
Maybe you should stop doing it.
I can't stop.
I know, I'm just kidding. So a lot of my humor, I feel like, doesn't come through on this podcast because I have overly deadpan, like I'll say things, I'll put a character on in real life. Like one of the women that deployed with us, I talked about her all the time on here, I think. She's like a complete predator, just like trying to be like a hard ass all the time, would wear basketball shorts down to her ankles, and like she'd post up against walls and shit like James Dean. I
still think she sounds pretty cool.
No, yeah. Well, that so exactly. Far. So I would do her, like I would like do an impression of her, and I do that a lot, and I'll get like real like serious, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
Know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, and I do that type of thing.
She's a know what I'm saying person?
Yeah, oh, dude, yeah. Well, she wanted to be. Oh, she's the kind of person who turns the music down when black people pull up next to her. She's a real piece of shit. Know what I mean?
I don't.
She's gonna bust some hard ass rap music until a black person pulls up next to her. She'll be, oh shit, let me turn that down.
Do black people like rap exclusively or something?
No, but you know exactly what I'm trying to say here.
I think.
Oh my God.
I think what you are getting at is that she's a poser, regardless of who's around.
I think we're all posers right now.
In one way or another, sure.
I just mean in this conversation.
She sounds like a poser.
But she's a
sounds like a pose dog millionaire.
She's a piece of shit.
Yep.
So, anyhow,
what does this have to do with Tinder? Again,
nothing. I just was trying to make the audience aware that I feel like my humor doesn't come through on the microphone sometimes.
Well, get back to the Tinder thing.
Maybe I don't want to.
All right, just leave that story in the wind.
No, so
that's great.
I get to the a lot of your stories are like that.
Mine kind of go like that.
Because I kind of you start losing hope in every story you tell.
Yeah, because I can't tell them.
Yeah.
Like physically, I can't.
So I get to the fucking King of Prussia Mall. I meet her in the food court, which
shocker.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it. Not me. So I meet her in the food court. I think we get like sushi because I was like, all right, this is a meal that's like quick, easy, and not messy. So then we're like walking around. She's telling me, she's like, yeah, I used to be so thin, and then I got addicted to heroin, and then I just blew up when I tried to get clean. I was like, oh,
that does happen.
Maybe you should get back on. Sound of crickets chirping, possibly. So she's telling me how she's been in, fucking mental health facility, oh my God. Like one thing after another, and I'm like, oh, this bitch is crazy. Please don't let her like write down my license plate. And she's coming up with plans for us and everything for the future. And I was like, all right, yeah. Hey, man. I was like, hey, I gotta go. Like I ate with her, and then I walked around for maybe a half hour, and I got the fuck out of there, dude. Well, never hung with her again.
They can't all be winners.
I'll tell you this one girl. She literally, our first time ever meeting, she was like, hey, do you want to break into an abandoned hospital with me and my friends? And I said,
that's my kind of match.
I said, you're goddamn right I do. I was like, I don't even care if this goes anywhere. I just really want to do this thing.
That.
So I was like, I was driving an 88 Caddy hearse at the time, right? The thing was badass. Yeah, I love that car.
She fucking went.
Yeah. So
she reeled your ass in.
Oh yeah, dude. So I get there. She's
a fucking litter.
She's a beautiful girl. She looked exactly like her picture. She was super cool. I pick up her and her friends. She had friends that were like twins, and then like one of them had a boyfriend, and they were all piled in the back of the hearse, and she sat up front maybe. So we drive like an hour, and I was like, all right, these fucking people are gonna kill me. I'm in like redneck ass Maryland. I didn't know what the fuck to do. So, but then I was just like, fuck it. If I die, I die. So then they were cool as hell. So we get there. So the cool thing about this hospital, right? It's on. How do I put this? Okay. So the hospital was built, I want to say in like the 50s. It must have been the 40s or 50s.
Let's say a long ass time ago.
Yeah. And there was a town built right next to it. Like it's like almost like I wouldn't even say a town. Imagine like a community, a suburban neighborhood.
A township.
With like houses that all kind of faced each other in like a big square. Like nobody had any fences or bushes. They were all just kind of next to each other in these nice homes. They were like all like really nice single family homes. So you have to park about a mile away in a regular neighborhood, like near this water. And we get there and we're walking. I'm talking with her and everything. I could tell she like wasn't over her ex and stuff. And I was like, all right, I don't think this is really going to go anywhere.
It's typical
whatever.
Tinder shit.
But yeah, it was fine. She was super cool. And we get there. Half the neighborhood or half the community is abandoned. Also, half of it, regular people just still living there. And there's security guards walking around all the time. And the hospital is abandoned as shit looking, really spooky. No lights, no electricity, none of that shit. So we had to wait until the guards would like do their rounds in the neighborhood, and we ran. I just remember running, and we had to like, I don't know if we went in through. I think we just went in through the front door, literally, of this hospital, and it was 12 floors, bro. It was nuts. So we're exploring and all kinds of shit, and it's spooky as hell. And me and this girl like talked all night and stuff, and we ended up becoming buddies. Like, then we started like dating a bit after that, and I never made a move, and she kind of like called me out on it, and I was like, I honestly, didn't think you were into me, that kind of a thing. We never got caught by the cops or anything or the security, and had an awesome time.
It was a successful break-in.
It was a successful
exploration.
Urban exploration. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I think her and I went to go see like movies and stuff. Other than that,
I would call that a success.
It was a very nice date. I definitely met a couple of crazy girls. I slept with 2. not sane individuals. One of them, I think, she was just very passionate and a little bit, because she was a really talented, like, artistic person, and she had this amazing record collection, which was really cool. But she how do I put that? With Tinder too, I mean, just dating in general, but I feel like Tinder, it's like you, at least, so this is from my perspective, this probably means nothing to anybody nowadays, but Tinder, I listed all the things I was into. So you already know something about the person before going into it, which is one of the things I liked about online dating. Because I would put on there, I'm straight edge, I'm a vegetarian, I don't smoke and drink and yada yada yada, horror movies, haunted houses, kind of a thing. So I was like, all right, hopefully now, like I said, I was very innocent with Tinder. I wasn't like, like I was saying on the last episode, like, oh, I speak whiskey and sarcasm. Like I wasn't like, I just want to dick bitches down and stuff. Because and then you start to realize, like, oh, those are the guys that are getting laid, like the ones that are just like total fucking douchebags on Tinder.
It's transactional.
Yeah, I really don't know the psychology of that, but it seems to work. So anyway, because I'm a fucking dork. I'm a dweeb. Would you say you're dweeby?
I definitely have dweeb tendencies.
Yeah, I think you have dweeb tendencies.
I absolutely do.
I think our friend group is kind of like dweeby. Yeah. Like we've all been like relationship people.
More or less.
We never like went to parties and like just dicked people down.
No, it's not.
That's just never been who I am.
Nah, it's just not.
Not that there's anything wrong with that on either end. It's just never been who we are. We've always tried to make like a connection with somebody.
Well, it's juvenile also. And I'm way past that.
See,
now.
you think that's juvenile? I think that is the more. I would say, it's almost like that's a higher understanding, because for me as a kid, even I was like, oh, I want to be in a relationship, get married, and have a family and all that stuff. And I feel like the people that figured out the algorithm of like getting laid a bunch, they thought they like skipped level 1 of like, oh, I want a relationship and a family and a happy life and marriage and whatever. Like they skipped over that and they're like, no, I just want to go and have fun.
I think I don't know that they skipped level 1. I think that's just a different path. Like that's a totally different game.
Yeah, that's just more how I think about it. Like, because in my mind, I was like, oh, I don't want that. Like that doesn't seem right to me. But then as I got older, when you do start dating, you're like, oh, this is actually like, some of this sucks, but some of it's really fun. You just go and meet new people all the time.
Yeah, it's okay.
But yeah, Tinder was good to me. I'm glad I got away from it. Obviously, because the wife and I finally stopped being dumb, and I picked the right one. But I had I had an actual relationship with a Tinder girl before. I fucked that all up big time. But,
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter now. But yeah, I thought Tinder was good, and you had a relationship from Tinder.
Yeah.
And that girl was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I'll say that much.
You definitely, yeah. I remember that whole thing.
But it serves a purpose for somebody, but not me.
Now that I'm in my 30s,
yeah.
I think I would fucking hate it.
I think I just wouldn't use it.
Yeah, I would just feel old on there.
Yeah. I'm sure there's people our age and older doing it the way that we did back then. Still.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, around here, this is such a small town atmosphere around here. There's slim pickings for everybody, for girls and guys and everything in between. Like, yeah. there's
it's pretty local.
The dating world here is very local. You have to go to Philly and Maryland and Baltimore to really meet people. But yeah, I definitely don't envy anybody who's like single and dating right now. I mean, I like being settled down. God damn. Yeah, I couldn't imagine to have been single during COVID.
I don't know how to feel about it.
You got to know something. Yeah. How do you feel? How does it make you feel?
What?
Dating. Yeah. Does it make you feel awkward? I tense up. I get fucking awkward. My twitch comes out and everything. I hate it. I fucking hated dating.
I mean, I thought it was like fun.
How many dates did you go on, you think?
I don't know. Not many. Not a whole lot. I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't reminisce on it, so it's hard. It's really hard to recall right now. Like I never ever think about it because maybe I was shallow for not, like not basking in it, but like absorbing it better back then.
Shallow. Why does that make you shallow?
Because I just didn't care.
I don't think that makes you shallow.
I didn't. That I didn't care what happened to other people's feelings. That's pretty shallow.
Oh, I thought you meant. Okay, I misunderstood what you meant.
Yeah, that's again, not the best storyteller. So, I need to stop doing that noise too.
Yeah,
I've done it 3 times. Now.
What's on your mind this week?
Great question.
Yeah, I'm full of them.
Do you have any funny plates this week?
I have one my dad sent me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he because he listens to the show.
I love that.
And I do too.
I love you, Rick.
Rick, you're the man. He and I go, Dad, do you like it or do you only like it because I'm on it? He goes, I don't know yet. And
Great answer.
He's very honest with me. Obviously, you met
figure.
my dad. Yeah, I would write songs as a child, and he'd be like, Nah, that's no good. Do it again. Yeah, do it better this time. He's extremely honest with me. Okay.
Fuck. That was good.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Jesus.
What is it?
It says probably late, but with the number 8.
I love that. That's really good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. My dad said, I found this cute license plate. He's funny. I think people really dig the license plate segment. Because like my buddy Jay will be like, "Oh, I saw this great license plate." You know, it's like we've had Jay on the show.
Hey, we got people looking for him now.
We do.
So,
oh my god, bro!
I saw. Oh my god, it's so hard to remember because I didn't fucking write it down because I'm stupid.
God damn it! Well, you thought we weren't going to podcast today.
That's right, and here we are.
Yeah, you goofed. You big goof, big goofy goober.
I'll save it for another one.
Yeah.
Let me see what else is on my mind. Fuck.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
All right, get your thoughts together, kid.
Mm-hmm. Are you gonna go? Go ahead.
Sure.
Silly.
So yesterday, my dad and I took the family dog to the vet. Now, I used to raise this dog, but
Lexi.
the army took a lot of my time away, so she was always staying with my dad. So she eventually just started loving my dad and not me. Like, I did everything I could for her. She would still, like, pine for my dad.
She chose him.
Yeah, and I was like, and my dad, you know, he didn't, the other family dog died years back, and I was like, you know what, Dad, just take her. You know, she loves you, obviously loves you. He's got a nice yard and everything. I have a small yard here. I do have a dog park down the road, but and I would take her there, but it was like only like once a week on my days off or something, you know. And so she loves living there. So I had to, you know, give her up and stuff, and
Well, she's still in the family.
she is, and I basically, he was like, okay, yeah, I would love to take care of her. He loves her so much. He's like, you just pay like the vet stuff and the food and whatever I bill you for.
Very convenient.
Yeah, but he also he takes her out every morning, every night. He feeds her, all that. He does all like the hard work. I pretty much just work to make sure she's paid for.
Yeah, support.
So there's a lot of things like he's too busy to think about that I would normally get reminded of. You know, like during the year, like. She's a very allergy-esque dog. Like, she gets really bad allergies, and her skin dries out really easily. And she's a very anxious dog. Like, a lot of pit bulls, I've learned, they have a lot of separation anxiety issues.
I've met a ton that get that way.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Yeah, remember my old roommate, Tasha's dog, Arnold?
Yeah,
Did you ever
absolutely.
meet that dog?
Many times. I love him.
Oh, yeah, great dog, but every
He's
time
awesome.
she would leave, I mean, he would tear furniture up until she came home. I mean, he had, you know, horrible separation. Are you about to leave?
No, keep talking.
Oh, what are you doing?
Just keep talking.
Okay. No, okay. So Lexi has those issues too. Like when my dad would leave, you know, she'd cry. She'd actually cry. Like it wasn't just like a wincing. She'd get depressed. She'd wait by the door. She had a sad, droopy dog face on. Like it was insane. So we take her to the vet yesterday. I pick both of them up. haven't been feeling well the past like 2-3 weeks. I turns out I had strep throat. I was telling you about it. I got finally actually diagnosed on Monday, and I've been really tired. I've just been exhausted, and my throat's killing me. I'm doing my best like today and everything. I'm trying to fucking push through. But so I picked them both up, and we get there, and dude, every time I'm at the vet, I get, you know, I feel bad. Like, they point out all these things. I'm like, oh fuck, like I haven't been there for the dog and all this stuff. Like, she had yeast build up in her ears and stuff because her skin gets so dry, and her paws were getting red from her allergies, and she licks at them. And then they were like, well, her nails are long. Are you gonna cut them? And I was like,
me?
And I was like, yeah. Oh, I cut the dog's nails. Yeah.
Is she good about it?
She's pretty good. Yeah. I know a lot of dogs are not. And my stepmom's dog, he is okay. I'm pretty good. Dude, he will bleed. Like, I felt like the worst person on earth. I made him bleed. Even if you cut the tiniest bit off, he just has a vein that goes into like where the quick is.
The quick must be really long.
That's what I mean. It's like so crazy. So it's like, dude,
Elliot is so bad about his nails. My dog Elliot.
Yeah.
Like, because he used to be fine about it, but one time I cut him too close to the quick, and he cried and he bled, and it made me want to fucking die. Mm-hmm. I have never felt worse about myself in maybe all my life.
It's horrible, dude. When you hurt a dog like that,
I felt like a fucking piece
and
of garbage.
You know what's really fucked up? So the neighborhood I used to live in, right by Canby Park, dude, cars would pull up. I'd walk my old dog Bandit in the morning. Mm-hmm. Cars would pull up, fucking kick a dog out of their shit,
just drive away,
burn out, drive off. They would fight dogs and then just abandon them. I remember like going up and telling a cop, I was like, hey man, did you just see that? Like, they just left a dog. He's like, no. And I was like, well, can we do something about it? He's like, what do you want me to do? I was like, I honestly don't know. I mean, can we call somebody?
This is why I have no faith in agencies like that.
Yeah.
Law enforcement. But keep
some
going.
days I do. Some days I really do wrestle with that constantly. I do it with the military too sometimes, because
how can you not be disillusioned when you see how fucking stupid they are on such a micro level, too?
I wouldn't say they're stupid. I would say the
Lazy.
Institution doesn't train them for every situation, which I guess I could say about any institution.
Yeah, there are a bunch of untrained idiots walking around there doing nothing about things like people kicking dogs out of their cars.
Yeah, but he didn't witness it. You know what I mean? He was just nearby, and I can't remember why they were there. Hey, did you see the Queen died?
Oh yeah,
Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth died.
Great.
I know.
I could not care.
I don't know what the Queen really does.
I don't think anybody does.
I
don't think you could. I don't think you could ask an English person and they'd be able to tell you.
Oh, I'm sure they would know. They've been around for like thousands of years. The English.
And that doesn't mean they know what they do. What does
they know their culture probably better than we know ours, though? Wouldn't you say?
No.
Oh, I do. When you go to other countries, I'll use subculture as a reference. Like, when you go to other countries, there is a scene for everything. There's a hardcore scene. There's still a rockabilly scene in Japan. And it's huge. There in England, you go over to like England, they'll put like, I swear to God. So my ex told me that she was getting tattooed from somebody from the UK, and they were like, yeah, we're going to see Hootie and the Blowfish play with Metallica, like, and this was like
festival probably.
Yeah, it was like
Sorry, keep going.
But they were like, or she was like, you go to other countries, especially like Europe, like they hold on to things. In America, we're so fast paced, we don't remember any of our past a lot of the time. Like, we forget constantly. We are very much a country of amnesia. Mm-hmm. We constantly forget. Look at the fucking. I mean, I don't want to go on too long of a rant of this, but it's.
Then don't worry. I still think gun to their head. I don't think they could tell you what their queen does in a day.
In a day? Oh, maybe not their a queen's daily routine.
What is her function aside from political things?
But that's what I mean. Like, but don't they have a?
They have politicians.
Yeah, they have a queen, but they also have They have
ambassadors.
Yeah, I was going to say they have an ambassador.
Prime ministers.
Prime minister. They have a prime minister, right? So
I also don't care what they do.
I just want to.
That's why I just
want to know. Why do they keep them around? Like, I guess they're just by themselves.
Like you said, they hold on to things like tradition.
They do hold on to tradition.
There's your answer right there. It's because they always have. That's exactly why.
But in the U.S., like, I'll use this as an example.
People in the U.S. hold on to fucking JFK.
But that's the thing. They forget everything. Our memories go so, like, we have so much false remembering, or like, okay, like the Confederate flag, right? I know exactly, dude. I get furious, and like, I get in arguments all the time with people, and I'm like, yeah, it's racist as shit, or you know what I usually say? I say at the most basic level, it's unpatriotic, and they go, well, how? And I go, well, don't you remember what the Civil War was about? It was about the South seceding from the United States of America. So why, as an American, especially like people in the Army, when I've gotten in this argument, I said, why do you want to be a soldier and fly the flag of
the loser?
Not just the loser, but the people that wanted to not be part of America. Like, I don't even understand the psychology of that.
They want to do the exact opposite of you.
Yeah.
And you want to fly the flag?
Well, most of those motherfuckers are just contrarians anyway.
Yeah. Or they don't know any better and they think it's something else. And they grew up thinking that it was something else.
Yeah. But once again, it's like we have fucking amnesia.
Awful dumb memory.
Yeah. Anyway,
I do have some funny plates that I'll add.
Okay, go.
I saw. I thought it was Quahog, like
from Family Guy,
but it was Quahug with a U.
Oh.
Quahug. I had to Google it. It's a World of Warcraft character.
Whoa.
And I was like, that's dedication.
That is, yeah. I tried playing World of Warcraft for maybe a half hour one time. Back in like 2010.
That game is overwhelming.
Did you used to play?
No.
Oh.
But
yeah.
I've watched people play it and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
There's so many pieces.
There's a lot. Liz played for years.
Fucking nerd.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's a big nerd.
But that game is not.
Have you played the new game Stray by any chance, where you play as a cat?
No, I want to.
It's really good. I think you'll like it. I even played it with her. There was like a part she didn't know how to get past, and I was like, "Oh, I got this," and I just did it real quick because I play old games, so like there's a huge difference between games of today and fucking NES games. There is like Nintendo hard is a whole other level of hard compared to video games of today's standards.
Yeah,
which is fine. Like obviously, you know, there's way more to do in video games now. Like Stray was interesting, and it was a whole world you can explore, which was really cool.
So, did you see the game from its inception, like the start of the story mode?
I did not, because she had like a couple days off in a row for some reason, and she downloaded it like during that, and she just like stayed home and played that game like all day. She loves it. Like I couldn't do that.
Well,
she has that like personality of like
she can fixate on something like that.
Yeah, so she is very much, which is why we even each other out so well, because I'm
you can be kind of scattered.
I am yeah. Obviously,
you got 8 things going on.
I do,
on any given day.
And I have to do that way. Like it's so hard for me to focus on just one thing. I have to do all those things and then like keep going and doing all different things. So because that's the way my brain works.
Yeah, but so like I was about to say, there has to be difficulty levels of the game.
So you might be right that there's difficulty levels that you choose in the beginning.
Select in the very beginning. So games of now are very like the difference in how difficult the games are is massive between those difficulty levels.
Yeah, okay.
So games now can be fucking fuck-all hard. And
well, I always hear people talk about Dark Souls when they talk about hard games. I've never played Dark Souls.
I don't know it, but it looks like a good game, I guess.
I'm still playing my Genesis games and shit, which are also bonkers hard, dude.
Yeah.
And you only get one life, and there's no save states, and like
there's no difficulty levels, really. Not really.
Well, there are on Genesis games, yeah. On Genesis, even if you play NES, so there's different endings you can get in the original Castlevania. Did you know that?
No.
There's the good ending, the bad ending, and the regular ending, I think. Yeah.
Why don't we ask Super Chris or fucking
Music Gaming
12 about the levels of Castlevania?
So Music Gaming 12, he typically plays
Super Castlevania 4.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure he would know.
But I can't remember if he plays on hard. He's really fucking good at that game.
Ooh.
Dude,
a little
watching
too good?
him play the Chippendale Rescue Rangers game for NES is impressive. That dude speedruns
are wild to me.
Dude, speedruns are wild. It doesn't even make sense in my brain. I'm struggling to get through normal shit like Mario. These guys are but a lot of the time these speedrunners, I mean that's the only game they play for months at a time. Me, I have to switch up. Okay, I got last year around this was it around this time? I can't remember. I beat Nightmare on Elm Street for the NES, and it was a huge deal for me.
Big fucking deal.
Played that game every day for months because I was first of all, excellent game. And when I beat Friday the 13th for the first time was in 2020. Then I went back recently, when was that? That was back in May or March, maybe April. Anyway, I sat down and I was like, all right, I'm going to beat this. I do all my research and everything, and I'm like, okay, and then I got so fixated on because Friday the 13th on NES had this lasting impact on me as a child, because I would just sit there and stare at the cover of it because it's Jason and he's in a flannel and he's got an axe, and it's not really from any of the movies. It was just an image specifically taken from that, and I could go into a whole history on Friday the 13th, the game. I won't bore the listeners because they probably don't give a shit. But I dressed up as Jason that year that I had gotten that. It was in 1996. I dressed up as Jason Voorhees with a red flannel shirt all ripped up and a bloody mask, and I think I had an axe.
A 6-year-old with a Jason mask and an axe.
I mean, now that's very common, but this was 1990.
I'd be running.
This was 1996, where you didn't see that as much. And my dad dressed up as Jason's dad, which I thought was really funny because my dad typically for Halloween always had a really silly costume. I remember one year he was a rat juggler. And he wore this crazy top hat, and he did his face makeup and all this stuff, and he had a jacket on, like a punk jacket, and he would juggle rats because my dad can juggle. And they were these fake rats. That was his costume. He's very creative. So, but yeah, so I'll get fixated on a game every once in a while, but I can't sit and play through fucking Zelda for 8 hours straight or something. And that's my wife. She can very much sit in bed all day and just play Animal Crossing and be like, yeah, that was a nice
That's
day.
my girl right
for
there.
me. Yeah, it's awesome. But I could never, dude. I have to run up and down the stairs 50 times a day. I've got to exercise. I've got to work on stuff because I'm building something for Christmas too. I haven't talked about it on the show yet.
Ooh, sneaky peeky. I got more plates.
Oh yeah, give me them.
You'll love this one. Zombie Wagon.
Oh, I like that. I think I've seen that around.
ZOMB.
Is that like a
WGN.
You know what? I won't say the color and make of the car. I think it is, but
I took a photo. I forget off the top of my head, but
that's
I have
so
a photo.
creepy.
It's just the plate. It's like a white. It was like a white car, nondescript.
Oh, never mind. It's not the one I'm thinking of. That's cool though. Did it have blood splatter on it too?
Nothing that cool.
Have you seen?
It's stickers though.
Have you seen the car? They must live. Well, never mind. I'm not going to say where I think they live but they're. It's like a neon green Jeep, and it has zombie outbreak.
That's not the only one of that I've seen.
Oh, okay. So there's multiples of that. That thing is cool.
There's a red one that parks at this one Target all
Typically,
the time.
I'm not a fan of like Jeeps. I don't really give a shit about them, but
we all know how I feel about Jeeps.
Right. Fucking infidel Jeepers.
They can go fuck.
Dude, yeah.
No, there's a red like zombie response team.
That's
Jeep.
what it was. It was like zombie outbreak response team thing.
They always park in like the same spot by the Target.
Okay, gotcha.
Not that one, but another one.
Oh, different.
I'll just say that. Right. Hello, Liz has joined us.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hey,
that's the sweater I got.
She's getting on the pod. Can't wait.
Yeah. Baby, can you order the pizza and then we'll pick it up? Thank you.
Pizza. They're always having pizza, and I respect that.
We're not always. We have it once a week.
That's more than me. So not that that's a bad thing.
Well, good for you. What did you eat tonight? Besides that fucking pretzel.
So far, I've had a Wawa pretzel.
Oh, that's it. All right.
And
Tommy was very nice. He got me fruit, a protein bar, and some Gatorade.
Well, he's a little under the weather.
I have been, yeah.
In case you can't tell, in his
I'm getting there, back to
cadence.
normal. I'm kind of all brain fog.
Speaking of Jeeps,
yeah,
I saw a really funny one.
Why? Well, I was so funny about it. Did it have the Three Stooges in it?
I took a photo. It was painted bright yellow.
Okay.
And it had like a there's a logo from a game. I think it was like from the game Oblivion.
I still have never played that
There's like a skull logo that goes with that game.
You sure it wasn't Gears of War?
Actually, it could have very well been.
Was
Gears
it like
of War.
Red, bloody looking skull with like a gear?
It was it wasn't that. It was something I recognized from video game.
Okay.
But huge on the side of the grill, like on the hood, said the
cool.
Antichrist. And I was like, wow, that's bold.
Wait, I know the logo you're talking about. Is it like a skull, but it like comes down real long?
Yeah, it looks kind of like a mammoth or something.
It does look like a mammoth. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's from Oblivion.
I think
my buddy painted that on his motorcycle back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it was on the hood.
I like that logo. It's kind of neat.
Well, I took a photo and I'll add it in post. It was funny looking to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there were two ladies at their car who was parked behind it.
Yeah.
So, like, I was walking by it and I was like, I'd really like to get a photo of that Jeep, but I don't want to just pull my phone out and take a photo of a stranger's car with people right there. And then I was like, you know what? I had an internal dialogue to myself. I was like, you know what?
And I says to myself,
I'll do it. So I went back. I retraced my steps and I went back. I pulled my phone right out and took the picture.
Yeah.
And I was like, they like made me as I did it. And I was like, that's funny. And they were like, what is it? And I was like, look at this car. And then they like looked at it and I walked away and they laughed about it too.
I'm laughing.
I was like, see, told you.
Funny.
It's hilarious.
I watched a really fantastic movie last night I wanted to tell you about, but I wanted to wait for the pod.
Okay.
It's called 12-Hour Shift.
Let me get to my last plate.
Oh, my bad. I thought that
we'll,
was the last one.
We'll
Yeah, please.
See if you can figure this out.
Okay.
ASI.
Okay.
WAJU. I was like
ASIWAJU.
ASIWAJU. I've been wrestling with my brain about it.
I
thought that too. As I something. WAJU. I'm like, what could that be? Like, that's an intentional plate.
Would you?
Wow.
That's what I just said. Would you? Would you?
You might have just nailed it. Maybe not. I don't know.
Is it something to spell anything backwards?
Not.
Baby, you know what to order, right? From Seasons? Yeah. Same thing as always? All right, cool. Cool.
No, that was it.
Would you?
No, whatever it is.
Assy waju.
Maybe it's a word in a language I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Let's get into this movie. Let's bounce back to you.
Okay. So this movie is called 12-Hour Shift. It's available on Hulu. It has what I already, as soon as I watched the trailer, I was like, oh shit, the main actress is the chick from May. Have you ever seen the film May?
MAE?
MAY.
Okay, no.
It's a film from 2002, so 20 years ago. She still looks exactly the same, which is crazy. Right. And she plays this strange girl who has been working as a tailor. I think, yeah, as a tailor her whole life.
This is 12-hour shift.
Yeah, but well, this is May.
Okay,
this is May. I just wanted to explain because May was like an important film for the time. It was one of those horror films that had gone straight to DVD, but sort of like made the rounds in the horror community. Kind of everybody in the horror community just knows it, and which is interesting to me for the early 2000s. Because I feel like horror at that time was lost up until Saw came out. Because from like 99 to 2003 was still like trying to rip off Scream in a way. And then you had Donnie Darko and May, and they came out, and I'm pretty sure the same year, because Donnie Darko was what, 02, 03, maybe 01. Actually, Donnie Darko I think was 01.
How'd you feel about Donnie Darko?
8:15? Perfect. What?
How'd you feel about Donnie Darko?
I love Donnie Darko.
Me too. I think it's great.
But I think people overanalyze it constantly, because even Richard Kelly, which is why the film is so beloved and
there is
such
a
cult
lot
following.
there.
But there's not. Even Richard Kelly, the filmmaker, has come out saying like, yeah, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just kind of cool. But
that
he could be trolling. I don't know.
That sounds like a troll.
No, there's not. I mean, nothing.
There's a lot of fucking.
There's time travel. There's parallel universe. There's predestiny in it, right? There's and time travel, and like a loop that goes around.
He's got to be trolling. There's no way.
I don't know, man. I kind of think it's just one of those David Lynchian type things where they're just made to interpret.
I'm not buying it.
But anyway, May was a cool movie. She's a tailor her whole life. She finally goes on a couple of dates with this guy. She kind of becomes obsessed with him, but he's digging it at first, and then she gets a little weird, and he's like, oh, he just breaks up with her. He doesn't do anything in a mean way or anything. She sees him out with another girl, and she kind of freaks out, and so on and so forth. But she sews a body together from different parts, and it's just really cool. It's a really cool film. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But anyway, I saw that this actress was in it. I was like, holy shit, that's May. And my wife loves that movie, May, too. So, and actually, May inspired me to make my first film in high school because I was in cinema class. So, anyway, so this movie, 12-Hour Shift, is about a hospital that has two nurses that have been running this black market scheme where they cut people's organs out and they sell them. And basically somebody fucks up and the local mafia type of, gang gets involved, and
the local criminal element.
Yes.
We'll say.
And somebody, fucked up real bad, and now they're scrounging to get another body part that they owe these people, and it's just cool. It's a dark comedy, and they do a really good job, and it's and like the cinematography alone is really interesting, and the music is really cool. Great movie. Highly recommended. I feel like it won't get any love because the cover for it is like super early 2000s-y looking, if that makes sense. Like it looks like you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna skip the shit out of this. It doesn't really fit the feel of the movie, but I highly recommend it. So, are you looking up the actor in it or something? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's the the actress, the main actress. She is the one that and she did such a good job. She plays a nurse who is struggling with addiction. She's a junkie, and dude, she plays it so well because I've known so many junkies. And like, dude, she really played it perfect. I was like, I don't know. She just did a great job. Great movie.
Well, lots of character study out there, I'm sure.
Have you seen anything good lately?
Let me think. I did see Nope.
All right, let's talk about it.
I liked it a whole lot. I thought it was wild. I had no... Well,
that movie was boring as fuck.
I disagree. I know you did because you're an intellectual. Liz over there agrees with me.
You think because I didn't like Nope that I'm not an intellectual?
I think you're not an intellectual for other reasons. But I thought that movie had a lot to it.
Please explain the intellectual portions of Nope.
It was very entertaining to me. and it kept me
so boring.
like. It's not so much that it was suspenseful, but I could not anticipate what was going to happen next, like the whole time, and that kept me like the whole time I was engaged. Like,
well, yeah, you've never seen the movie before.
Where's this going? Like, what does this mean?
Oh, okay.
So that was entertaining to me. I loved it.
God,
I thought it was good.
I thought that was complete trash.
The premise was pretty wild.
Premise was great.
Right?
The movie itself, absolute garbage.
It was also shot incredibly. Multiple times. I was like, those are
pretty good cinematography.
Yeah, multiple times. I was like, that is a cool
script
shot.
was fucking trash.
I don't think so.
I don't believe that this is like the first time people. They made it seem like this is the first time UFOs have ever been brought to the mind of these two characters, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like everybody knows
the brother and sister.
Yeah.
Sister.
Yeah, they made it seem like they've never even thought about UFOs in their entire life, and I was like,
why would they?
Not only do they live in a huge hotspot of the country for UFO activity, but like
Hollywood, or like the desert of California
is like, dude, the desert anywhere out there, huge hotspots for paranormal activity in general.
I don't know, man. I think.
Oh, I know.
I think because of the nature of their lives, like living on that ranch, their lives were probably very simple. Like, and
they weren't though.
By simple,
that's the whole thing. Is they were very complicated. She moved out. She was obviously living a life way different from her brother. Was the one that stuck around the whole time and tried to take care of things, tried to handle things. She moved out. They had a complicated life. Remember, they weren't very friendly with each other in the very beginning.
Yeah, they were sort of guarded almost.
Plus, like, I don't know, dude. I was so bored. They could have edited out 30 minutes from that movie, probably.
It did get a little long.
It was so long.
I will say
the thing I liked about Us, the movie Us, because that was the second Jordan Peele film, was how fast paced it was and how much it. I mean, the story, first of all, creeps me the fuck out in Us. I
still haven't seen it. I'd really like to.
All right, well, I don't want to spoil it for you. That one is my favorite of his films. I thought Get Out was...
It was good.
It had a cool concept. It's been done before and better in another film called Skeleton Key.
I remember that
11 years before Get Out came out. But for the time... Get Out is an important film. I just don't think it was like that great of a film. It was his first film too, so I'm like, all right, it was his first film. He has potential.
It's pretty damn good.
Us was fantastic. Nope, I was like, dude, I know people are gonna say this movie's amazing, and then no one will ever watch it again. It's like the new Candyman.
I would not call it amazing, but I would call it quite good.
I was bored out of my fucking mind.
I put it right under pretty good. I call it quite good.
Nah. I could leave it.
Well, let's get off of that topic then.
No, I if you want to talk, dude, I'll talk movies all day.
Well, if you want to talk movies, that brings me into my next topic. Do you know where Steven Seagal is from?
Where he's from?
Can you tell?
Is he Russian? Well, okay. So I know one of his daughters is a star of the Gamera movies. Because I'm a huge Gamera fan.
What is that?
Wait, really?
What is Gamera?
Oh, Gamera is a giant turtle. It was made by Toei Studios in the 60s to kind of rival Godzilla, but be more geared towards children. And he's a giant turtle whose legs and arms and head can go inside of his shell, and then he can launch up like a UFO and spin out of control. He's fucking amazing.
So she's in those movies.
Well... She's in the 90s remake films. She is she's the main female character in all those movies. So I can't remember her character's name. She doesn't even really look like him, which is kind of funny. But she speaks Japanese and English.
Well,
and
that makes sense because
there's a filmmaker named Shusuke Kaneko who he's sort of like reimagined Gamera and made it like badass as fuck. The Gamera trilogy from the 90s, the first one was like 95, then there's like 97, and then 99. It's funny because the Dreamcast it makes quite a big appearance in the 99 film. They use this Dreamcast for like everything.
Before we get too off track with the Gamera
my
shit,
bad. Where's he from?
Where do you think he's from? He's kind of like an everyman.
Yeah, okay. You think he's an everyman?
In that,
fucking Steven Seagal.
Anywhere you put him, he's
Steven
a little
Seagal.
bit of a chameleon.
Okay.
Or tries to be.
He's from fucking Wisconsin or something. Where's he from?
He's from Lansing, Michigan.
Oh, okay. I got you.
But like,
so I was pretty close.
When he was deputized by like the Louisiana Police Department.
Yeah.
You remember when he was like kind of putting on
a cop for
kind of
30 years.
He's done everything for 30, 40, 20 years. Everything. Now he is a seventh Dan Aikido black belt.
Yeah.
And he did move to Japan, like one of the only like I'm sure.
Well, that's where he knocked somebody up and got
I'm
had
sure
his daughter.
I'm sure not many Americans can move to Japan to teach them stuff about martial arts.
You really think Steven Seagal is successfully teaching people Aikido?
Maybe. I don't know that
he's a terrible martial artist. It's been
it is comical.
It is known in the community of like stunt people.
He's been doing it for 30 years.
That he'll challenge stunt people and be like, "Go ahead, try and knock me out," and they'll knock him out.
I also love his. Let's see. He is 70 years old.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he still has jet black hair for somehow. Not a
By
streak
the grace
of gray.
God, yeah.
Not a touch of gray.
Just good genes, I guess.
Guess so.
It's
but
Michigan
like,
genes.
so he like when he was deputized,
Sure.
heavy quotes by the Louisiana the police department. He puts on the southern accent a little bit.
No way.
And he starts to like kind of talk like this a little bit to them.
No fucking way.
But when he talks about martial arts. And when there's videos of him
like
over there,
he does like a stereotyped Asian accent.
Yes.
Yeah, because I've seen him do that.
His thes turn into the, and like, oh my god.
He's also an actor.
Yeah, he is somewhat.
Why did we make actors like in charge of how we feel about?
That's Casey fucking Ryback. that's the movie I saw him. He was on a streak of good like stupid action movies in the 90s to like 2001.
Sure was.
But man,
Under Siege
was awesome.
That's like his most famous like.
And so was number 2. Oh, first tits I ever saw in a movie
Was Under Siege?
Under Siege.
Really?
What's
Mine
her name?
was Dizzy from Starship Troopers.
What's her name? Who popped out of the cake? Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I saw this female when I had to go to the doctor. Is this nurse? I think she had a Cool World tattoo. Did you ever see the movie Cool World when you were a kid?
I don't know what
it's
that is.
Brad Pitt, and he's super young in it now. It's a movie where these two human cop, detectives are living in a cartoon universe, and they date these cartoons. Huh. And if you have sex with a toon, you done fucked up. Like you something happens where it like fucks the two worlds up or something. And there's a lot of like almost nudity in that. It's actually a really cool film. It's like very Roger Rabbit-esque, but lesser known movie. But I think she had a Cool World tattoo. I was like, that's fucking
obscure.
Cool. I know. I wanted to ask her about it, but I was like, oh, God, she's not. It's probably not, and I'm probably just projecting or something. But I wasn't sure.
Well,
I haven't seen that movie in probably 25 years.
If that situation happens again, you could just do not innocent, but like a like a milquetoast question, like, oh, what's that tattoo? Because you have tattoos, obviously.
I do, and
but
I think I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, so she wouldn't have even known.
Well, to ask that question to somebody is way less damning of a question than being like, oh, who does your work?
Oh yeah, that fucking is the worst.
Where do you get your artwork from?
Or they ask me, do you do tattoos? I'm like,
yes.
No. yeah, you want one? We do it right here.
I was pumping gas one time wearing short sleeves and shorts.
Yeah.
And somebody like at the pump next to me was like, "Yo, are you a tattoo artist?" And I was like, "No, I'm an accountant." That's
actually pretty hilarious. Dude, I had a lady one time, I think I've told this on the podcast before, but I was like 17, it was cold out, and I was pumping gas, and she was like middle-aged, maybe even older, and she just turns to me and goes, "It's cold as balls out here." And I was like, yeah, it is. It is cold as balls out here.
Indubitably. Well, speaking of accounting.
Yeah.
It came through in a work email this morning,
Okay.
which I'll pull up a photo.
Please do.
Or no, I won't actually.
All right.
It wasn't this morning. It was this afternoon.
Okay.
Somebody said "woot,"
Meaning what?
like instead of "woot," like "woo."
Oh, like woot woot?
Do people who say that?
I don't know.
They should die, right?
I don't know. I was watching an ICP documentary from like the late 90s today.
Dude, yeah.
At work, because so it's been a little bit slow at work. We kind of like knocked everything out last week. Now it'll probably be busy tomorrow, and then we have drill. Well, like I'm going away and stuff, so it'll get busy. Oh my god, dude, these antibiotics are making my stomach start to go. So we're gonna have to wrap up soon.
Scary.
My stomach just dropped. Whew. So I was like sitting at the computer kind of like waiting for more work to pop up, and like I started watching this ICP documentary. Those people definitely say woot. They also say 2 scoops of whoop. But
well, that was back then.
Yeah, they're hardcore, man.
Well,
ICP fans,
they say whoop whoop.
They do say whoop whoop, but I feel like they also used to say woot.
It's an important distinction.
Because wasn't woot like a pseudo-goth thing when we were growing up?
I think it was kind of in the world of leet speak, like the computer nerd. Like how people would type with numbers.
That's
and shit?
That's what I mean. It was like, do you remember me and my friend used to call them pseudo-goths? They were like,
all those kids grew up to be Redditors.
Yes, you are right about that. They would wear like the long socks on their arms and the big baggy pants, but they would also like, they didn't really listen to like goth music. I guess they listened to like techno at the time. We called it techno, but now it would be considered like, what would you even consider? Like industrial and stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe some did.
Yeah. And a lot of them would wear those shirts that say like "clowns will eat me in my sleep" and stuff, or like "I'm going to poke you." Remember that was a thing. Like that was like a goth thing. It was like poke. Yeah.
Ugh.
I know, dude. The early 2000s were a strange time. People like try to bring that back, and I'm like, no,
stop.
Dude. It's not. It wasn't.
It's gone. Leave it alone.
Like the 90s, the early 90s had some cool stuff. The mid to late 90s fucking sucked balls. Like if you dressed like you were on Friends, like that was shitty. I was more of a fan of like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air look, like the early 90s look. I still dress. I mean, I dress like that kind of right now. But
you look nice today.
Do I really? I wear the. Oh, are you making fun because I wear the same thing every day? Yeah, I know, dude. I know. I think somebody in high school called me like a Hey Arnold character because I wore the same thing every day. I was like, yeah, I'm Stinky. Remember the kid with the big nose and the spike bracelet? Yeah. That was Stinky, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because I would. In high school, dude, I wore the same, like, tight black jeans every day and a sleeveless shirt and, like, a bandana around my head or my Suicidal Tendencies hat and, like, a hood over my head and my spiky fucking jean jacket.
Dude, how much did we wear hoods when we were in school? So much.
So much. Because it was, like, the emo thing. Like, you just, like, put a hood up and then your hair would, like, puff out.
Well, and it's, like, a little safe space, too.
It was a little safe space,
yeah. Your little hood,
well, I'd get to school at, like, 6:30 in the fucking morning, and I'm like, I just put a hood on, and I would try and fall asleep against my locker.
Dude, no matter what I did, I could never sleep in school.
Oh, all the time. But yeah, I got to school so early in the morning because the bus would drop us off, or my dad, like, he had to be at work somewhere. He's like, I'm just gonna drop you off, and I'd be like, okay, and it was like 6:30, 6:45 in the morning.
Well, you're not gonna put Rick out.
No, definitely won't. Like sometimes the doors wouldn't even be open yet.
Right.
I'd just be standing there.
Well. And have you even ever worn a hood up since? I sure haven't.
Boy, that is a good question.
I sure have not, really.
I might have. Fuck, that is a good question. You know what though? Because I like pullover hoodies.
Me too, big time.
Yeah, the zip up ones I used to wear like with my jean jacket, but as I get older, I just go back to my pullover. I had this awesome hoodie, and I don't even know what happened to it anymore. It was a Gorilla Biscuits hoodie. And it was a pullover hoodie, and I miss that hoodie so much. I had it for so long, and then, yeah.
I
still love that band.
Somewhere, I have a sun damaged, like, it's so old, like, Wolves in the Throne Room zip-up hoodie.
Wolves in the Throne, I don't even know what that is. Is that a band?
Black metal band.
Oh, that's cool.
They're, well, I kept it in my car, I hung
That's
it.
why it got sun bleached.
Yeah, I hung it off my driver's seat so that if I was ever somewhere I needed to throw a hoodie on, I always had that backup one in my car.
Dude, I gave away all of like my punk and metal shirts because I was like, oh, I just wear a white t-shirt every day anyway. And I was like, I was in the rockabilly band and stuff. I was like, well,
you dummy.
I was like, I'm not gonna need these. I'll give them to people. Dude, do I regret? Do you know how many fucking cool shirts I had? I had original Municipal Waste shirts. I had the Thrashing of the Christ. Like I had their one when they toured in 08. I had Toxic Holocaust shirts. I had fucking an Insect Warfare t-shirt. Do you even remember that band? That grindcore band?
Sure
Dude, I
do.
had their stuff. Like I was super into them. Napalm Death. I had Obituary shirts. I had like the big print like Obituary fucking Slowly We Rot shirt from I bought it in like 08.
With the drippy letters on the back?
Yeah.
I had that too. Yeah.
And dude, like I was just such an idiot. I just didn't think things through because a year later I was like, oh, dude, where's my Obituary shirt? Oh, fuck, I forgot.
It's gone.
I gave it away. But it's fine. I do wear a white t-shirt most. I had to rebuy a lot of my shirts. Well, I kept all my horror movie shirts, but now I grew out of them just because I like within the past 2 years I gained a lot of weight in a good way, like a weight I've been trying to gain. So now I buy mediums and I actually mostly buy larges now.
I was just about to ask you, what size band shirt would you buy at a show?
So we went to go see Waste recently.
You got a long sleeve, right?
I did get a long sleeve, but I bought a medium long sleeve.
Well, your arms aren't going to get longer.
No, they're not. You're right. Because I feel like the long sleeves run bigger for some reason, like even longer, and I like the way they fit better as long sleeve. But when I buy a regular t-shirt, I buy a large now because I like them to fit a little bit bigger. They're just like more comfy. Like right now, this is a medium, bro. White shirt.
It looks correct.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's too tight.
No,
I like bigger.
The seams end at your shoulder where they should. The sleeves fall at just the right spot. That's the white t-shirt like thing. The sleeves should be kind of short like that.
Oh, see, I like them. I like them
here.
where you're at. I like just regular white t-shirts. So Liz buys me larges, but this one's a medium. So I like that.
This is actually an extra large.
So it's so funny. I saw on Reddit, on that hardcore subreddit, that was like this girl posted like, it sucks sleeping with hardcore guys because you just want to throw on one of their t-shirts and they go, no, don't throw my fucking Trapped Under Ice 4X whatever 2015 tour shirt 40% cotton. Like they knew like the whole tag. They memorized it.
They weren't touring in 2015.
I know, but I'm just making it up.
So that Redditor's a fucking dummy.
It wasn't Trapped Under Ice. I'm just reading your shirt. But
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, it was so fucking on point, dude. It was so funny.
Hey, that's my original fucking Wide Awake shirt.
You're right, exactly.
Don't put that on.
Where it was like, yeah, but like it named like the amount of cotton and polyester that was like in the shirt and
That's
stuff.
silly.
I was like, man, that is so true.
I can relate to that a little bit though, because unlike you, I've kept a fuck ton of my
I was dumb.
merch.
I did too. I kept my, like I said, I kept my horror movie shirts. I still have my OG Freddy vs. Jason shirt from like 2 years before the movie came out, when I went to Universal Studios and they were advertising for the movie and nobody even knew like what it was going to be about. I have that shirt and it says "See You in Hell" on the back.
That's dope.
I love that shirt.
Don't ever get rid of that.
Never.
That's cool.
Oh God, no.
Fucking. Do you know how many t-shirts you have?
Well, I got rid of a bunch recently, so no, I don't know.
I can tell you off the top of my head, I have in the neighborhood of 200.
Yeah, I don't have that many. Yeah.
I have pairs of pants. I have.
If you include my white undershirts, like then probably. But I do like literally wear a white t-shirt like every day.
I have hoodies. I have long sleeves, but mostly t-shirts.
Okay.
Of bands that I've either gone and seen or just shit that I've collected.
That's cool.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up with some work stuff.
Yeah.
How's who you working with this week? Anybody good or anything good happening? Rather?
No, dude, we're preparing for this fucking mission. We're going to be shooting our weapons for like 5 days straight. It's going to suck. We're going to be, because the way the Army does it is like you shoot 3 rounds and you wait for everybody to shoot 3 rounds and then you take forever to reload. And then it's going to take days of just standing and sitting and laying down in dirt and just that's just how it is. And I am really well trained now towing. I've been towing a lot of the aircraft, so eventually I'll be put on the night shift.
Scary.
And yeah, we'll have to like schedule out our episodes or do them early or something, or do them on like a Friday.
We'll do something.
Friday.
We'll
or
figure
something.
something
Yeah.
out.
So yeah, so that I'll be there like alone, like towing aircraft and stuff. So other than that, yeah, they've been trusting me with like tasks to do them by myself and stuff now. So that's been good. Other than that, they just changed a system around Army wide that makes finding parts a real pain in the dick. I can't even begin to explain the process on mic, but it's fucking bonkers what we have to do just to get like a screw. It makes work stop for like 15 minutes at a time, even if you just...
What was the point of this then? Sounds highly
because they were like, I guess they were like, oh, we're missing inventory and lots of money. Where's all this money going? And it's like, oh yeah, it couldn't be from bailing out E7s from beating their wives and like not having any consequences. It couldn't be from like all the pools you got, you know.
God forbid you look inward.
Exactly.
You have to look at the fucking inventory.
They go, oh, it's got to be people not being correct about their inventory of our nuts and bolts.
Inventory.
Yeah.
Parts that are pennies on the dollar.
Literally, yeah. Anyway, so it's really dumb and shitty. Who are you working with this week?
Well, I have this one coworker who drops the T off of the end of words. Like, particularly...
Like, instead of saying good night, they would say good night?
Maybe.
Good night.
A hard T. Like, contract.
Oh, contract?
They'll say contract. Or contact. They'll say contact.
Weird.
And I'm like, what? It's one of the most bizarre things I've ever heard. And it's not sometimes. It's all the time. So purposely, I'll engage in the conversation, be like, oh, so the contract? And try to like
you love like...
I'll try to slip in a correction. And sometimes it works.
Don't you love trying to insert like your own glitch into the reality? Like your own like thing. You
mean you try to re-break the matrix?
Yes,
kinda?
It's so silly. I love shit like that.
Sometimes I do like to be a little stinker.
Yeah,
and do stuff
what
like
a little
that.
Stinker.
And then
Speaking of little stinker, it's about to get
it's about to be big stinker.
As soon as we're done, I'm running upstairs. This poop is gonna be. It's gonna fill my entire toilet. I'll just say Jesus.
It's gonna be legendary.
It's
I also got an email for a soup cook-off.
Okay.
That is coming up in October.
That's cool.
And the
Souptober?
The message said soup to warm us up for the cold weather.
Sure.
It's not going to be cold in October.
No, it usually is actually kind of moist.
It's probably...
It rains a good bit here for some reason, which always fucking sucks because I never know if it's going to rain on Halloween or not.
Some of the best weather of the year happens in October.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
It's still...
September, October, like the best months of the year in Delaware.
Yeah. Like today, it was the best.
Beautiful out.
It was the best weather it could have been.
Yeah,
I think I decided today that my favorite temperature is 68 degrees.
I like 98 degrees.
Yeah. That's
a band.
I like O-Town a little more.
Do you really?
I was
what did O-Town do? How about Crazy Town?
Ooh.
Come my baby, come my baby.
What the hell is his name? Shifty?
I don't know, Shifty.
Anyway, I was outside.
About Aaron Carter.
I was outside in my short sleeve shirt, and I was like, man, it is perfect outside right now. And I checked the temperature, and I was like, man, typically my favorite would be like 77, like on the warmer side.
Yeah.
But I was like, I could be wearing anything right now.
Yeah,
pretty
68
comfy.
degrees. That's a nice.
68 temp. Was good, and it's
that's what we keep it in the house.
68.
Yeah.
There's you know the sexual maneuver, the 68.
The 68?
Yeah.
It sounds like you're upside down and the other person's turned away.
Well, it's the same thing as a 69, but I owe you one.
All right, you've been fucking plotting that joke for a year.
I wish I had.
You got to do some stand up.
Nah, I'm good. I'll just enjoy it. That being said, We didn't do any, I
plugs.
didn't do any plugs.
That's all right. I'll do them right now. If you would like to reach us and you're not on social media, you can find us at ThankYouForUrServices at gmail.com. Your spelled the letters UR. So that is, once again, ThankYouForUrServices at gmail.com.
Send us an email. Send us a story.
Yeah, write in how much you hate or love or are medium with us.
Tell me why Matt's wrong about Nope.
Or tell Tom why Matt's right about Nope.
Or tell us...
You can also write into us on our Instagram.
Tell us what you think about Steven Segal.
Where please don't. You can also write in. Tommy takes care of the Instagram account, and he gets back to people right away. And that is on Instagram at ThankSforYourServices_podcast.
Well, the Instagram is not just a method of communication for us. It's everything that we're up to.
It has links to our YouTube page, our Twitch page, all the other podcatcher apps that you can download and listen to our show or stream our show. It also has a link to our TikTok.
Has a link to our TikTok page. Yeah. I post stories all the time of you'll see if you ended up on this show just by way of social media, you probably saw one of our clips from our Instagram page.
Just keep fighting the good fight out there.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Thanks for your services _podcast.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah. If the world's just fucking getting to you lately, and you're in the service industry, which we all know it does, reach out to us. Fucking talk to us about it. We'll talk with you. Shit, we don't care. Call in. We'd love to have you on an episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go poop the inside of my intestines out. I shouldn't make that joke with you, actually. But I'm about to...
This fucking guy!
I'm about to shit an entire person into my toilet. So...
I don't believe him, but I'll take his word for it anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be a natural disaster in there. All right. Have a great week, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Thank you for your service.